Welcome to Stoic Wisdom. If you find value in exploring Stoicism and its teachings, please consider subscribing to my channel, Stoic Wisdom. Your support means the world to me and helps me create more content to guide us through life's challenges with resilience and clarity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button and join our community on this journey towards inner peace and wisdom. Thank you for watching. Let's move on to today's topic. Have you ever noticed how just a fleeting moment of intense anger can lead to more destruction than you ever imagined? Picture this. In the brief time it takes to snap your fingers, relationships can suffer, and entire days can be thrown off course. It's astonishing, isn't it? The sheer power and potential harm a single moment of rage can unleash. But what if I told you that this same intense emotion, when understood and controlled, can become a remarkable tool for personal development and resilience? Today, we'll delve into the timeless and profoundly relevant philosophy of Stoicism. It's not merely about enduring life's trials, it's about transforming our reactions to cultivate greater peace and clarity. I encourage all of you to join this conversation. Share your thoughts and experiences about anger in the comments below. How open are you to exploring Stoic practices for mastering your emotions? If you're someone eager to grow and challenge your own limits, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Help others uncover the transformative power of Stoicism. Stay tuned, especially if you're uncertain about what Stoicism can bring to your life. This video is filled with insights that could change your perspective. We'll not only discuss the theory, but also explore practical applications of Stoicism in managing anger, complete with real-life examples and actionable advice. Prepare for an enlightening experience. Watch until the end to learn how to turn anger from a destructive impulse into a constructive force. Let's begin by unpacking the nature of anger. Have you ever found yourself in the midst of a heated argument, heart racing, with words spilling out that you immediately regret? That sudden eruption of anger often feels like it comes from nowhere, as if a switch has flipped within us. One moment, everything is calm, and then, in an instant, we're caught in a tidal wave of emotion so intense that it can feel utterly uncontrollable. I like to refer to this as a burst of anger, a sudden eruption that can disrupt not only your day, but potentially your entire life. Think back to the last time you experienced this surge of anger. Perhaps it was during a disagreement with a friend or a moment of frustration at work. We've all been there. Anger isn't merely a straightforward emotion. It's a complex response that can lead to regrettable actions and hurtful words. Let's face it, it often leaves a wake of damage, from strained relationships to lost opportunities for understanding and connection. But what if I told you there's a better way to manage these outbursts? This is where Stoic wisdom comes into play. Stoics teach us that while we can't control every situation that arises, we can control how we respond. It's not about burying your anger or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging that moment of upheaval and consciously choosing a different path. Stoicism provides us with tools to pause and reflect instead of immediately reacting. It encourages us to examine our anger through a lens of awareness. Why am I feeling this way? What triggered this response? By posing these questions, we begin to reclaim power from our impulsive reactions and learn to manage our emotions more constructively. This approach doesn't invalidate our feelings. Rather, it empowers us to address them with clarity and strength. It's about transforming what feels like an uncontrollable outburst into a conscious choice. Each time you sense that surge of anger, remind yourself that this isn't just an emotional reaction. It's an opportunity for growth. To embody the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, we can turn to Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time. It offers a unique perspective on our emotions, especially those as volatile and significant as anger. So, what do the Stoics say about anger? Simply put, they believe that anger arises not from the external events we encounter, but from our internal judgments and perceptions. Reactions to external events are crucial to understanding how we handle anger. You might be asking, how does this help me when I'm actually feeling angry? According to Stoicism, the key is recognizing that we have the power to question and adjust our immediate reactions. For instance, When someone cuts you off in traffic, your first instinct might be anger. Your heart races, you might shout or gesture at the other driver, and your mood could be affected for hours. But here's where the Stoic approach comes in. Instead of giving in to that anger, you take a moment to pause. Reflect on why you're feeling this way. Is your anger truly about the other driver, or is it because you've allowed their actions to disturb your peace? This reflection is central to the Stoic method of dealing with anger. It's about stepping back and asking, what is within my control? You can't control the traffic, the other driver, or the fact that you were cut off. But you can control your response. This doesn't mean you won't feel the rush of emotion. It means you acknowledge it and consciously choose not to let it dictate your actions. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions, including anger, should serve as indicators rather than dictators. They signal that something may require our attention, but they shouldn't lead us into reactive behavior. When we view anger through this Stoic lens, it becomes less about suppression and more about management. You're not denying or ignoring your feelings, you're acknowledging and analyzing them, then making a deliberate choice about how to respond. This perspective is incredibly empowering. Imagine how many situations would feel less stressful if you could master this Stoic practice. How much more effective could your communication become? How much peace could you cultivate in your life? As we explore these ideas, consider the Stoic principle that virtue is the highest good. This doesn't just refer to moral excellence. It's about living in alignment with reason and wisdom, especially in emotional moments like anger. By striving toward virtue, we can transform potentially destructive anger into constructive responses that reflect our core values. Remember, Stoicism isn't solely about enduring life's challenges. It's about thriving through them by harnessing our inner strength and wisdom. Practical steps to master anger. Controlling anger doesn't mean we never feel it. It's about managing our response when it arises. Here's a roadmap to cultivate a more measured reaction when you feel anger bubbling up. 1. Recognize the onset of anger. This is crucial. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of our inner states. Pay attention to your body's signals. Perhaps your heartbeat quickens, your breathing becomes shallow, or you start clenching your fists. These physical cues indicate that it's time to pause and reflect. Once you recognize the signs of anger, the next step is to pause. This is where the true power of Stoicism comes into play. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, highlighted the importance of pausing to distinguish between our initial reactions and our considered actions. Taking a moment to step back from that immediate emotional response can make a significant difference, even if it's just for a few seconds. During this pause, engage in reflective thinking. Ask yourself why you're feeling angry. Is it because your expectations weren't met, or do you feel disrespected? Understanding the root cause of your anger allows you to address it more effectively, rather than just reacting to the symptoms. Next, let's discuss reappraisal, a classic Stoic strategy. This involves reframing the situation that triggered your anger. For instance, if someone's actions upset you, instead of viewing it as a personal attack, consider alternative explanations. Maybe they're having a tough day or are unaware of the impact of their behavior. This shift in perspective can greatly diminish the intensity of your anger. Another practical step is to focus on what you can control. Stoicism makes a clear distinction between what is within our control and what isn't. You can't control other people's actions, the past, or events that have already occurred, but you can control your response, thoughts, and actions moving forward. Concentrating on these aspects helps alleviate feelings of helplessness and frustration, which often fuel anger. Implementing calming techniques is also essential. After you've paused and reflected, try methods like deep breathing, counting to 10, or even stepping away from the situation if possible. These techniques aren't just about cooling off. They provide your rational mind the time to regain control over your emotions. Finally, regular reflection is crucial. Stoicism isn't solely about handling anger well in the moment. It's about preparing for future challenges. Make it a habit to reflect on your day or your reactions to certain situations. What triggered your anger? How did you respond? What could you improve next time? This ongoing practice builds resilience and equips you with more effective strategies for managing anger. By incorporating these steps into your daily life, you align yourself more closely with Stoic principles, turning each burst of anger into an opportunity for personal growth and wisdom. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate anger entirely, but to master it so it no longer controls you. Each step you take leads to greater peace, deeper understanding, and more effective interactions with others. Transforming anger into opportunity. Let's explore how we can put Stoicism into action, particularly in transforming our experiences of anger into opportunities for growth and reflection. Stoicism isn't merely about passively managing anger, it's about actively converting it into something constructive. One of the most empowering Stoic principles is the idea of using every obstacle as a chance to practice virtue. Anger, like any other challenge, prompts us to cultivate patience, courage, and wisdom. When you feel anger rising, ask yourself, what is this anger teaching me? It might reveal where your expectations are unrealistic or highlight the need for greater empathy. For instance, consider a situation at work where you feel consistently frustrated by a colleague's behavior. Instead of letting that frustration turn into resentment or angry outbursts, use each instance as a Stoic exercise. Each moment can be an opportunity to practice patience, communicate your feelings constructively, or reinforce your boundaries. Here, anger acts as a signal, an indication that something requires your attention, perhaps an aspect of your own responses that you can refine. Additionally, transforming anger into opportunity involves not just controlling outbursts, but also cultivating an underlying serenity rooted in Stoic acceptance. Acceptance doesn't imply resignation, it means recognizing and adapting to things as they are. When you accept that certain factors, like other people's actions or the unpredictability of life, are beyond your control, you free yourself from the burden of trying to change them. This acceptance can significantly reduce feelings of anger. Another practical way to implement Stoicism is through what Marcus Aurelius referred to as turning the obstacle upside down. Whenever you encounter something that triggers anger, view it as a chance to flip the situation and extract something beneficial. This might involve learning to communicate more clearly, setting more realistic expectations, or gaining a deeper understanding of your own triggers. Each moment of anger can be reframed to reveal a lesson or a stepping stone toward better self-mastery. Stoic practice also encourages us to reflect on the impermanence of our emotions. While anger feels intense in the moment, it is temporary. Recognizing this transience can help us detach from our immediate emotional responses and approach situations with greater clarity and composure. When anger strikes, it can feel all-consuming, enveloping us in a storm of intense emotions. But like everything else, this too shall pass. Reminding yourself of this can help lessen the grip of anger. You might whisper to yourself, "This too shall pass," focusing on maintaining your composure in that moment, knowing that the fiery intensity of your anger will eventually wane. Lastly, share these valuable lessons with others. Stoicism teaches that wisdom isn't just for our personal growth, it's something meant to be shared. By discussing how you transformed an angry moment into a learning opportunity, you can help others view their challenges through a fresh lens. This not only reinforces your own insights, but also extends the benefit beyond yourself, turning personal growth into communal wisdom. As we navigate our daily lives, let's strive to see each anger-inducing incident as a chance to apply Stoic wisdom, to grow in virtue and contribute to a more rational, composed world. It's about seizing those moments of anger and transforming them into something that enhances not just our lives, but also the lives of those around us. Unlock your inner strength. Empowerment through Stoicism is about more than just managing our anger. It's about discovering strength and resilience within ourselves that we might not have realized we possessed. When we talk about empowerment in Stoicism, we're referring to the ability to lead our lives with a sense of purpose, peace, and perspective, qualities that remain stable regardless of external circumstances. Stoicism teaches us that true empowerment comes from within. It doesn't hinge on external validation or fleeting circumstances. Instead, it builds on our ability to control our own responses to the world. Consider this. How often have you felt at the mercy of your emotions, tossed about by feelings of anger, frustration, or disappointment? Stoicism offers a different path. It invites us to step back and ask ourselves, can I choose a different response? Do I have the power to see this differently? More often than not, the answer is yes. This self-empowerment is realized through the Stoic practice of focusing on what lies within our control. You can't control what others say or do, the past, or the global events that affect your life. But you can control your thoughts, actions, and responses. When you internalize this, every moment of frustration or anger transforms into an opportunity to practice this principle. You start to see challenges as chances to exercise your agency and autonomy. For instance, when faced with a difficult situation that ignites anger, Stoicism empowers you to respond in alignment with your values. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can choose to respond with thoughtfulness and integrity. This might involve taking a deep breath and addressing a conflict with calm words, or perhaps deciding to walk away from a situation that isn't worth your engagement. Moreover, Stoicism changes our relationship with our emotions. Instead of being overwhelmed by anger, we learn to recognize it as a natural response that we can observe, understand, and manage. This emotional intelligence not only alters our interactions, it transforms how we lead our lives. We become more resilient, no longer derailed by every emotional upheaval, and more adaptable, thriving in various circumstances. Empowerment also springs from the Stoic practice of self-reflection. By regularly examining our choices, behaviors, and reactions, we gain deeper insights into our character and capabilities, allowing us to grow stronger with each passing day. Cultivating motivation and empowerment through Stoicism. This reflective practice not only helps us make better decisions in the future, but also fosters a profound sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. We learn to trust ourselves and rely on our internal compass, rather than being tossed about by every passing storm. Ultimately, empowerment through Stoicism involves contributing to the greater good. Stoicism teaches us that we are part of a larger community and that our choices impact those around us. By choosing to respond to situations with reason and calm, we contribute to a more rational and peaceful world. We lead by example, demonstrating that it is possible to face life's challenges with grace and strength. In embracing Stoicism, we find a powerful ally in our quest for a fulfilled and balanced life. As we continue on this journey, let's remind ourselves of the incredible strength that lies within us, ready to be harnessed through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. It's not merely about controlling anger, it's about unlocking a deeper level of personal power and resilience that transforms all aspects of our lives. Mastering emotions with Stoic principles. Mastering your emotions with Stoic principles doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. Rather, it's about understanding and directing them in ways that are productive and healthy. Stoicism equips us with tools to confront our feelings and transforms our entire approach to dealing with emotions, especially challenging ones like anger. At the core of Stoicism is the principle that our emotions largely stem from our judgments and beliefs. When we feel anger, it's often because we've made a judgment about a situation or person, that they've wronged us, that an injustice has occurred, or that things shouldn't be as they are. Herein lies a powerful opportunity. If we can change our judgments, we can change our emotional responses. To master our emotions, we begin by critically examining these judgments. Ask yourself, why do I believe this situation is bad? Is it within my control? Can I view this differently? This type of questioning is central to Stoic practice and fosters a kind of emotional agility that can be incredibly liberating. Imagine being stuck in traffic, feeling that familiar wave of frustration rise within you. A Stoic approach would encourage you to analyze that frustration. You might realize that being angry won't clear the traffic. Instead, can you use this time productively? Perhaps it's a great moment to listen to a podcast or audiobook. Suddenly, while the situation remains unchanged, your perception of it, and your emotional state, has shifted. This is where the concept of amor fati, or love of fate, comes into play. It's a Stoic mindset that invites you to embrace whatever happens as an opportunity. It's more than mere acceptance. It's a deep appreciation for life as it unfolds, even in unexpected ways. Practicing amor fati allows you to manage your anger more effectively while cultivating a profound peace that stems from the confidence that you can handle anything that comes your way. Moreover, mastering emotions through Stoicism involves developing a strong sense of inner resilience. By learning to navigate our emotional landscapes with intention and understanding, we empower ourselves to respond to life's challenges with grace and clarity. Fortitude and personal growth. Every time you choose to refrain from lashing out in anger, you fortify your character. You begin to build a reputation with yourself as someone who is dependable, stable, and calm. This internal trust is vital. It serves as the bedrock of self-esteem and personal integrity. Let's not overlook the power of preparation. Stoics emphasize the importance of mentally preparing for potential challenges. This isn't pessimism, it's practical wisdom. By anticipating how you might handle frustrations or anger-inducing situations, you arm yourself with a toolkit for emotional management. When those moments arise, you won't be caught off guard. Instead, you'll have a plan in place and practices like deep breathing, reframing your thoughts, or stepping back to gain perspective. Mastering your emotions through Stoicism isn't a quick fix. It's a lifelong journey of self-reflection, practice, and growth. It requires consistency, honesty with oneself, and the courage to confront our emotions in a fundamentally different way. But the rewards are immense. Not only do you gain control over your anger and other emotions, but you also cultivate a serene and resilient spirit that can significantly enhance your quality of life. As we continue to explore these practices together, let's focus on growing in wisdom and tranquility. Conclusion. As we wrap up today's exploration of mastering our emotions through Stoicism, remember that the path to inner peace isn't always smooth. Yet, every step you take brings you closer to a calmer, more resilient version of yourself. Thank you for being part of Stoic Journal. Your presence and engagement make this community truly special. If you're eager to delve deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism, check out the suggested video on your screen next. Let's continue to grow together, embracing challenges and transforming them into opportunities for personal development. See you there, and thank you once again for being part of this journey.